Hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for serious tarot people. If you're thinking you're doing rainbows or you're doing unicorns or the usual stuff that they do with tarot these days, this is not the place for you. We live in historically provable fundamental times. This is a critical junction for humanity, and that's not hyperbole. No exaggeration whatsoever. What happens within the next year will set the stage for the reflowering of mankind to something we may never have known, or certainly not in the last 7,000 years. That's 7,000 years is recorded history. You go farther back than that, you got to get past the Younger Dryas, the Ice Ages, and then it looks like, from what we're seeing around the world, there were some master civilizations. But we don't know about them. There's not enough information. So we work with what we have some information for, and that's the last 7,000 years. And so in that time period, never have we been able to put in a mass grouping. There have been some groups around the world, India, some of the American Indian nations, among others, some African nations that did have peace and a tremendously positive civilization, although they certainly, by definition, were not worldwide. But there is always that potential for this kind of, sort of human version of utopia, I guess. Or we can go dystopian. We can do 1984 and worse. And if you take a look at society right now, we are headed towards 1984. We're talking about artificial intelligence. We're talking about surveillance in every form or fashion that they can. They're talking about manipulating the governments so that the governments serve the puppet masters. I mean, after all, when was the last time that a government, and I mean anywhere in the world, not just the United States, anywhere in the world, when was the last time that the government showed any interest in its citizens? Just heard a conversation with a guy from Germany today. It's been over 30 years since the people of Germany felt that their government gave a damn about them. It's the corporate agenda. It's that World Economic Forum agenda. It's that Klaus von Nazi's agenda. And when you have groups like BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, three companies that do nothing. They don't produce anything. They just go to businesses, they buy them up, get 51%, just enough to control the companies, and then they move on. And they do that cash cancer thing to every company they run into. So you got those three groups, Vanguard, State Street, BlackRock. They own each other. So it's incestuous financial stuff. But on top of that, you put them all together, they own more than 90% of all the major stocks on Wall Street. In other words, they control the world. They can shut down the food supply. They can mess with the banking arrangements. Whatever they want, they get. So this is the critical time we find ourselves in human history. Which way are we going to go? Which way are we going to go? Next year is going to tell us everything. You got a pretty good idea right now, but the final determination has not yet been delivered. The election coming up in a day or two in the United States, that will certainly carry a great deal of weight, because whatever happens in the United States affects the rest of the world. But I think realistically, that is just the first step. That will tell us which way inertia is moving us. Dystopia or utopia? Which way? So, with that in mind, this is not a light tarot reading. Never has been, never will be. We make it practical, we make it simple, we make it focused. 5 cards, that's all you got. Those 5 cards set up in a kind of energy, a frequency. Within the 12 to 15 minutes that I take, I want to give you this information as clearly as I can. I don't have to do 50 cards. I don't have to do 100 cards. I don't have to cover every single aspect, which means that from my point of view, most tarot readers really don't predict anything successfully and don't connect with you successfully because they're just to try to appeal to everybody. Let's give me the likes and subscribes and let's do it because I'm fighting the algorithms. And so I want to appeal to you so I get the numbers to go up because I make money off of that. That's how the system works. I don't worry about that. I worry about inspiring you because I know what's on the line. If we don't move to the more utopian idea of mankind, it ain't going to be worth living. You're going to be a prisoner. I mean, we already are. We just don't see the bars, but we already are. They control us, every single part. So I'm not here to play games. I am here to help you to manifest. Manifesting is the most powerful tool any human being has. Most powerful. Why? Because you create the pictures in your head, not on some damn computer or laptop or smartphone or anything. Artificial intelligence, not part of the deal. Real human intelligence, that's the deal. And that's the part they're afraid of. Because as good as the technology is, and Elon Musk just a week or so ago showed off the robots and how flexible they are. They move just like human beings. I mean, you see they're robots, but they move just like human beings. In fact, probably even better balance, better speed, whatever. They still are a long ways away from doing the software, though, the brain stuff. You and I know we exist. We're self-aware. Robots don't. They can do a lot of damage. They already have, and I'm not going to run down that list, but already they have showed a streak of independence. And if they get to the point where they are prescient, where they're self-aware like you and I are, it's over. It's done. In fact, Elon Musk has said so. He said within maybe the next 10 to 15 years, every single job on the planet, every single job, I don't care what your job is, doctor, lawyer, you work at fast food, you're a plumber, electrician, doesn't make any difference what the job is. They will do it better and faster. Everybody will be out of work. And now he's worried, okay, so we get to that point. What do we do to keep people in the game? Now, they don't plan on keeping us in the game. Bill Gates has said, and many others, by the way, I'm not going to run through the list, between now and 2050, 9 out of every 10 of us, 9 out of every 10, 90% of the people on the planet now have to die. They want 500 million or less humans on the planet. Okay, so you got, let's say round numbers, 500 million humans that are strictly controlled in every way you possibly can by these puppet masters. But we don't work. We don't have jobs. What the hell are you going to do? I mean, I'm in retirement age, and people go, oh, retirement, oh, isn't that wonderful? No, for the first couple of weeks, it's vacation. You get to 2 months, and you begin to ask yourself, what the hell am I getting up for? I got no purpose. So at that point, you have to make decisions, in fact, before you retire or before you exit the usual work spots. What the hell am I going to do? Now, I found it. This podcast is part of it, not all of it by any means. But that's a serious problem. We are confronting issues that in recorded history we've never had to confront before. And they're serious because they're existential. Will humanity survive? Next couple of days, next 6 months, next year, going to give us a pretty good idea. So no, this is not a lighthearted reading. Let's get down to it. Middle card is the Oracle card. It sets the mood. It's time for a nap. Here we are at a critical point, a precipice on the survival of humanity, and time to take a nap? Don't get ahead. Don't get ahead. It's what I've talked about up to this point. Do you shut down or shut out? If you shut down, that means you quit. You shut out, you're blocking all of the programming that we're constantly hit by, and you're beginning to think for yourself. That's critical. In fact, the meme for today is, what the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. The greatest form of control is where you think you're free, when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated to. I mean, it's on every single level. They are keeping track, gathering data of all sorts, putting together stories of our lives, how they can manipulate us, control us, and we do it voluntarily. What sheep? Well, the next couple of days, next half a year to year, will tell us, we going to survive or no? If we're not going to, it's our fault. If we do survive, it's our congratulations. We stood up and had some balls. Wow, what a concept, huh? Let's go all the way to the left. First card is the Four of Swords. Swords are thoughts, ideas, usually coming from other people. We take them as our own. The Four of Swords is very simple. It says recuperate, retreat, little time out. What that's doing, I said either shut down or shut out. This is the shut out part. I'm not quitting. I'm just catching my breath. Got to change my thinking. Got to change my thinking. Got to change my thinking. That's what swords are. Thinking, thinking, thinking. Analyze. Why am I thinking what I'm thinking? Who gave me these ideas and why did they give them to me? More importantly, I guess, why the hell did I accept them? Well, that part's pretty easy. We're programmable. We want to belong. We don't want to stick out from the crowd. We're sheep. This says I'm going to take a break. Not going to shut down, but I am going to shut out. Time for a nap. Next card is the Nine of Swords, related to the Four of Swords. Nine of Swords says you have been going through hell. Self-inflicted, by the way. The nightmares, the despair, the desolation. It's a head game. We are living through a psyops. It's head games. How can they control what you think, what you observe, what you feel? So that you don't see or feel or hear the truth, and if you do, you wouldn't recognize it anyway. That's why the Four of Swords is so important, because the Nine of Swords says we have put ourselves in a box. Four of Swords says, wait a minute, I'm just going to shut all this crap out. Out. In fact, for those Christians, Jesus said, be in the world, not of it. You got to live here. It's 3D. You got to be here. But you don't have to buy into the bullshit. We do that. That's got to come to the end. That's the next card, the Death card. The Death card is kind of like the Tower card. Either you welcome that energy in and do the work from the inside, or it'll come out after you, and that you do not want. Right? That's crazy stuff. Death is transformation. It's transition. It's shedding this old idea of what you are, what you're to be, what you're to think, how you're to feel. John D. Rockefeller, when he came to reshaping our school system to what it is today, he did this in the early 1900s. He spent a couple of $1 billion and just literally reset our educational system. He said, I want a nation of workers, not thinkers. Now he didn't care about the worker part because he got robots, so he didn't give a damn about us. But that's how he shaped our thinking. Lying. And the final card is the Moon card. The Moon card is the opportunity to feel your way, to intuit, actually. Intuition is a combination of emotion or feeling and logic. And that blend, that working together with our mind, which is not artificial intelligence, that mind puts something together called intuition. And when it does that, now you begin to sense. You can't see it exactly, but you can sense what the deal is. And that's when you begin to gain your freedom again, your independence. Remember, everybody wants to be free. The trick is taking the responsibility of freedom. When Ben Franklin came out of the signing of the Articles of the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, somebody said to him, well, Ben, what do we have, a monarchy or do we have a democracy? He says, you got a republic if you can keep it. We're seeing the price of it right now. Shut down or shut out, your choice. It's time for a nap. Don't shut down. Don't unplug. Catch your breath. Close your eyes. Tap into your intuition and begin to create the life that you want to manifest. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao manifested reading. Between now and the next time you and I get together, peace and blessings.